If you are ready to create a plan to actually get rich in wholesaling real estate, especially when it comes to virtually wholesaling houses, this is going to show you exactly what you need to know. Most wholesalers have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for real estate wholesaling yachts and masterminds and all these super expensive programs for someone who's made $1 million plus a year in virtual wholesaling real estate to sit them down and individually give them the game plan. A lot of virtual wholesaling programs are going to cost you 8, 9, 10 grand just to watch a guy in a course talk about something when really the course is 2 or 3 years old and it absolutely sucks. What we're going to do today is systematically give you a step-by-step game plan for virtual wholesaling real estate in 2024. If you are excited right now to actually get a step-by-step game plan so you can actually know how to talk to these sellers, where to find the best deals, and how you can actually make a plan that doesn't fail like every single year in wholesaling real estate, virtual wholesaling you're used to, where you just make this plan. And honestly, the last plan you need to do before you get rich, because you're just going to systematically do it. You're going to become accountable and you're going to figure out in your market what exactly works. We're super excited today. There's not one wholesaler in the country that's taught more virtual wholesalers how to get their first wholesaling deal than me and you. When we have a free wholesaling course, hundreds of thousands of people, no one else is even close to that. So I'm telling you, we know how to help you out and get you rich and successful wholesaling houses. So we're excited about this. We're ready to go. We're going to show you a step-by-step game plan for virtual wholesaling in 2024. Now, the first thing I think a lot of wholesalers need to understand when it comes to virtual wholesaling, right? And it gets a little confusing, but like it's not difficult. All right. And I think this is the first thing we have to talk about. Virtual wholesaling is not a difficult process. This is not a super complicated thing that a lot of people really flip out when they have to get into virtual wholesaling. And the truth is they have a lot of objections, right? They have a lot of issues. It's like, what if the seller asks me where I am? What if my zip code's different? What if my area code's different? What if I don't have a Southern accent, right? You get a lot of these, issues in their head, right? And they're basically excuses, right? And the roadblock stopping you from actually doing what you need to do. It's really not that complicated, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to follow a plan and you got to be willing to do the work. And if you're not going to follow a plan, there's no way to do the work. You got to put the two together. Honestly, I've been doing this 21 years, and it just boils down to just taking a ton of action. But action only works with a plan that actually has a proven track record. And I just see a lot of people out there following, I do a little of this, a little of that. And honestly, you just got to get the fundamentals of wholesaling. And honestly, that's how you get started and really believe in yourself and explode your confidence, especially going into 2024.
No, I could tell everyone here, virtual wholesaling is not a difficult thing. What I think you need to be doing first and foremost is eliminating your common objections or your myths, if you will, of wholesaling virtually, right? Because a lot of people know how to physically wholesale houses, right? It's pretty much a very simple process. It's a very simple concept. Hey, I actually go out here and I meet the seller, I write the contract, and I sell that contract and make a ton of money, right? That's pretty simple. Wholesaling 101, easy, right? But when it comes to virtually doing this, right? When it comes to actually going out here and getting that contract done over an e-signing service, talking to the seller without actually seeing them, getting the process done all over the phone, this is when people start flipping their stuff like crazy. Like they start freaking out, right? It's, what do I do? Yeah. It stops them, right? And they seek all this knowledge and really, yeah, you got to know the rules of the game, but it's not that complicated. And you just got to kind of change your scripts just a little bit, like slightly tweaking it, and everything basically changes from there. And so what we need to do first and foremost, before we actually start this game plan, before we actually start getting rich, before we actually start doing the things we need to do, we must eliminate our common objections. We must eliminate these issues up front that we're having. And most wholesalers starting out, they have this. And it's not an issue. It's kind of a, they don't know what to do. And they don't know how to do everything the right way and all this stuff. And what you got to do is, first of all, eliminate the excuse in your head that I can't do it. You're broke, you got no money. It don't mean a dang thing. It doesn't mean anything. The only thing that matters is if you have the mindset to actually become rich, do the right things you need to do, and actually become successful. So we have to eliminate this mindset first and foremost. I feel like so many wholesalers have this. We must eliminate this first and foremost. Hey, you can do it. I promise you, you can do this. Now, Now, let's kind of get into the virtual wholesaling game plan process. All right. Now, all things lead to having the right virtual wholesaling market, right? So first we have to figure out, are we in a good market or a bad market for virtual wholesaling? What I've personally have found through teaching hundreds of thousands of wholesalers and through all the virtual markets in the entire country I've done, every good wholesaling market has two criteria, and that is it. No, you will not hear this information from anyone else in wholesaling real estate because they truly don't know this. It's some crazy secret they got to pay a bunch of money for, but I literally show you how to do it for free. Number one, population. You need a decent population for a county or a place. If there's not a lot of people there, there's not a big demand to flip the houses. Easy, I mean, pretty self-explanatory there. Next here, we want to make sure that the home prices aren't too expensive. The problem is in wholesaling real estate, we get percentages off real estate, right? So we buy the house at a discount, or we write up a contract for the house at a discount, then we sell it for a profit, right? That being said, we get discounts on properties, and the bigger the discount, the more money on that deal we make usually, right? The issue is the law with large numbers. If I get a 1% discount on a $1 million house, that's about 10 grand. That's 1%'s $10,000. That's crazy. Versus if we do 1% of 100,000, which is just a grand, which is, I mean, there could be a problem with a washing machine. It's a grand, right? And so the issue is when we're trying to get 70% off the ARV, we're trying to get 65 and 80 and all these things. It's harder to get a 70% discount on $1 million house than it is on a $100,000 house. Human beings, they don't think about the percent. They think of the general price in general, and it bothers them a lot. And so you got to understand that it will bother you more. There's people out here that own $700,000 cars, and when they hear their oil change costs $2,000, they flip out. Oh, but your car's 700 grand. Of course, the oil change is going to be 2 grand. If it's 2 grand for an oil change, right? They can't get the number off. Now, if you do a percentage off the car's value, then they don't really care, right? That's how human beings are wired. That's how our brains work. And if you read any massive sales book, it always works like this. And so picking the right market is going to be really important. So what are my rules for the road when it comes to finding a good virtual market? Personally, I found you need to have a county population above 100,000 people. Now, it's not a definitive rule of this will make you successful or not successful, or you have to, right? But I would stress to most wholesalers watching this that if you are going to pick a virtual wholesaling market that's going to feed you for a while, it's going to make you hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in wholesaling real estate, your county population has to be above 100,000. You need a big population. There's going to be buyers, pool, a little economy there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a numbers game, guys, because if you have small rural areas, it's just really hard to find those cash buyers. And I mean, you're dead on the percentages. We're so stuck on this like 70% rule. Percentages have a statistical average when the number gets big. So think about people that manage like multi-billion-dollar companies and funds. If they thought everything on like a regular $100,000 account, their numbers would be way out of whack. There's just no way. And you got to understand the arbitrage when you talk much bigger numbers. The reason we're talking about this is because the United States prices have massively increased in the last 3 or 4 years. And so for the most part, we're not buying $20,000 houses anymore. The average price in the United States as of this is around $441,000, creeping up to $450,000 very quickly. So if you guys want a 30% discount on everything, you are going to be fiddling your thumbs forever. I've been doing this 21 years. Yes, I've gotten 30% plus discounts, but it is not the norm, especially when you're talking in the $400,000 and $500,000 price range. And you've got to understand that because some of you guys stick to your numbers so hard and you're stuck. And here's one more thing on virtual markets. A lot of you started out doing local markets, and then you have this crutch when you try to go virtual, like, oh my God, I could never do it because it's not local. You have to mentally think when you do a virtual market that you have the same competitive advantage as somebody locally. And with technology today, you do. But most of you put a roadblock in your head, go, oh, I could never do this virtually. The only challenge of virtual is figuring out what the price points are. Like what is the average deal? And that takes a little bit of time to get. But once you get that, you have the same exact advantages of someone like me and Zach locally who went in there. You just got to be really resourceful. DocuSign, make sure you stay with them while they sign it. If not, if you have an older couple or something like that, overnight them a package. Guys, virtual market, most of you guys talk yourselves out of it because you got stuck in your local market. My preference is you do actually both. But I've learned if you talk yourself out of virtual markets because you're not confident and you don't think you're an expert because you're not local, then you're talking yourself out of it before you've even started the process. So, guys, virtual market works. If you're stuck in San Francisco, you're stuck in like Manhattan, you're stuck in Miami, you don't have a choice. You have to pick a virtual market. And you just have to be extremely resourceful. You've got to work even faster than anybody else in that market because you know you're not there locally. So embrace it. All you have to do is learn the price points in the market and you'll pick it up usually within 30 to 45 days. Other than that, you have the same advantages as a local person. So you need to be much more hyper focused on your conversation because you're not belly to belly with them. And then you've got to listen to the pauses, the speed, the size, anything that will help you communicate your relationship with those sellers. So guys, I love virtual markets because it gives you complete freedom. And that's what we talk about here at freewholesaling.com. We want you to be financially free. And we want, most important, have freedom of your time. So virtual markets is the key to this.
Exactly. And so number one, the county population, and then getting the percentages off the deals. Percentage is all what it's all about. And getting a good discount it's about your scripts, knowing what to say, but also just being in the right area, in the right market. You know, I truly believe a lot of wholesalers, and this is a great Warren Buffett quote. I love it. You know, some people it's not that they're not rowing hard enough. It's just they're in the wrong boat or in the wrong river. And a lot of you guys, you know, you're trying to row so hard in this river and you're just going upstream. And yeah, you're working way harder than the guy just going with the current on a different river. And this is going to be for the whole, not every wholesaler. So I think a lot of people get this misconstrued. You might be in you might be in Des Moines, Iowa. You might be in, you know, Indianapolis and be like, yeah, you know what? The problem is I'm in the wrong market. It's not. You're in a good market. You meet the criteria. But the problem is I have to generally give you this advice here, right? And so, like, look at this. So we can look at all the analytics on this. Chicago's decent, actually, if you get your license. But, like, LA, New York, Miami, Seattle, it's like, there are exceptions to the rule, FYI. Okay, I know wholesalers in Seattle making millions of dollars. I know wholesalers in San Francisco making millions of dollars. But when I talk to the 99% of people, you're not going to be the 1% that does it. All right. Statistically, I'm trying to get the most people the best success. I would stick to virtual wholesaling. We have other methods to help you out with this, but I would say stick to these two criteria. It will help you greatly. I've helped a lot of wholesalers out. The vast majority, it'll do it. Right. I even had a guy made, I think, 600 grand his first year virtually wholesaling, and he chose Miami. I'm like, Miami.
Crazy.
Went to freewholesaling.com, did it. He's like, okay, I get Zach says this, but I'm going to be the 1%. He became the 1%, but he's very elite at what he does, right? And so it's just an interesting one. Just understand this. And now I've talked about this before on my personal channel, and I really want to kind of hammer it home to everyone here because I don't think it's something that I've taught before. I've taught a lot, but I don't think I've kind of brought the concept up or the saying of it. But test everything and anything. And this is going to be very, very simple advice, but it's the advice that has helped me out more than anything in my life in wholesaling real estate. I test like crazy. I'm like a scientist for wholesaling, okay? And what I mean by that is I don't know. First of all, I'm stupid, okay? When it comes to wholesaling and things, like I'm dumb. You know, I think we're both pretty dumb with this stuff. Like when I was starting out, I was stupid, all right? I didn't know what zip codes worked. I didn't know what marketing channels worked. I didn't know what scripts. I didn't know any of this stuff. But guess what I did? I just tested things out. And it's really cool to do because once you do that, you're going to find things that work and things that don't work. So how do you know if you're allergic to something? You test it out, right?
Just eat it.
Go eat the egg, right? Go eat the peanut butter, see what happens, right? And, you know, it ain't going to kill you what we're doing here. And you'll figure out pretty quick what's good and what's not. It's like going to a new city and seeing if a restaurant's good or not. Eat the food, make a decision, right? Simple as that. And it's the same exact thing. And so a lot of you guys understand this concept, but you don't practice it. It's like you going to Seattle and being like, is Joe Paterno's pizza shop, is it good or not? I don't know. I've never been there. But here's what the menu looks like. Tell me if the pizza's good. I mean, I can't tie. There we go. A little better here. Sorry, internet cut out for a second here. No big deal. These gurus are trying to stop me. You think a guru is ever going to stop me? No. No way, Jose. All right. So we got to test everything out because you're never going to know if that pizza shop is going to be good or bad. No one knows, right? The honest truth is you don't know if it's good unless you do it. That is the point, right? That is what I'm trying to talk about. This is what I'm trying to understand. You must go out here and test. If you don't test it, you ain't going to know it's going to work. You ain't going to know if it's going to be good or not. The importance here, guys, is you must test things out. And what I mean by that is like, go out here in a virtual market and just go test it. I'm in this area in Indianapolis or in Indiana. I could statistically see like what's working and what's not working though. You know, like, I can go out here and do the work for you and see it. And I have plenty of people I've shown. I can show statistically, I help a lot of people out with this area, right? And it works really well. But one thing I can tell you here, and this is really important, but just go out, choose a bunch of lists, a bunch of marketing channels, and test basically everything possible out. That's honestly all I could tell you. And so go out here, pull a bunch of different lists, try different marketing channels, and test them all out. Is pre-foreclosures going to work in your market? I don't know. Go check it out. Is going to be the evictions list going to do well? The tired landlords, the high equity? Just start pulling these lists. Heck, you almost get basically free skip tracing, basically at dmzack.com. So you have a bunch of skip tracing. Try calling. Try the free texting method we have at freewholesaling.com. Try all these different channels and lists and all these great things. And you are going to find, and this is insane to me for some reason, I don't understand why, but you're going to find if you try 15 lists out, 3 or 2 of them are going to hit.
Yeah.
It always works. And every single new marketing channel that comes out, I test it out and see what works, what doesn't, right? I've tried PPC, SEO, RVM, Facebook ads, digital banner signs. I've tried all these things, but I would have never known if it worked unless I tried it out. And so one of our best marketing channels back in the good old days was SMS text blasting. And it was this new innovative thing. And you're like, wait, is it? I'm like, hey, let's just try this thing out. And it only worked because we tried it out. Got good with probates because we tried it out and it worked. The secret here, guys, is just testing and testing and testing and testing and testing. And this is what I kind of tell everyone watching this. You just got to test things out, right?
Yeah. It's the
story of my life.
Listen, the more you test, the better off you do. You don't want to over test in the beginning, but when you go to virtual markets, the beauty, yeah, I always say it's like gold mining. You're better off to test some drill holes than to clear the entire field to find out like there's no gold there. So those of you that like guess, like, oh, I think so-and-so is a good city to invest in, that's how you get in trouble quick. So let the data point you to the places where you're going to have the best action, population, average median price, look where other cash buyers are buying in, and all this information is at your fingertips more readily now than I've ever seen it before. So like, gut feelings sometimes work, but for the most part, when it comes to like business, gut feeling is not enough to like make the leap. So just don't do it off gut, because gut it's really a guess when it comes down to it. It's like intuition, and intuition is a common sense thing in your body. It's not always the greatest thing in business. So like look at your data. So if you have a gut feeling, then just go and verify it. But some of you guys just go out on a whim and go, oh, okay, I'm going to do Toledo, Ohio, because I kind of like it. That's not enough, period. So
no, you just got to test things out. Like, I mean, everything we've tried out is it's all from testing. And the most successful wholesalers that we've shown how to do this, they always just test a bunch of things out and they go from there. And when these wholesalers want to go from 100K to $1 million, guess what I tell them to do, right? Test. And then here's the secret thing after testing, right? You just figure out what works. And so here are the questions. Zach, what do I test out? Pretty simple. You test out markets, okay? So let's say you're in Indianapolis. There's Carmel, Indiana. Like there's all these other areas around there. Test those out. See what the buyers want and see what's actually working for you, right? You're going to find like nice little honey holes, right? Good spots. And the reason how we kind of figured this out was just like fishing. It's literally fishing.
No.
Okay. So as a kid, like 10 lakes around me, I fish an hour in each lake for a week or a month. And you figure out 2 or 3 lakes have the best, biggest, most fish, right? I catch about 5 fish in an hour in this lake and only do 1 fish per hour in this lake. Huh. I'm a pretty dumb guy. So I'm like, well, I should probably do the lake that catches more fish per hour, right?
Yep.
And then I know it's stupid, but like that's how wholesaling works. And so fishing, let's move that to wholesaling deals, right? If I do 5 markets and I end up doing way more deals in these 2 markets than these other 3, should probably stick to those. Try different zip codes, different lists. It's like doing different baits and different reels and different marketing channels, right? Like what's working, scripts, methods, all you just got to test things out. And the best part is data is really important, right? What do they say? They say information changes situations, right? And if you can have your information and the good data and the intel, it's going to help you out like crazy. And so it's really important to know this stuff. And once you do, you can do way better. And really, that's it. So test things out. And once you test things out that work, and this is how I help people go from 100K to $1 million. Okay, so you found out these 4 lists and these 2 marketing channels work the best. Okay, well, let's just do more of the thing that's working. What? What do you mean? Yeah. If you are making a lot of money just cold calling the pre-foreclosures seems like a good list. Let's text it now, or let's do some direct mail on that list. But shouldn't I reverse drive for dollars? No. I always stop. Hey, this is working for you. Let's exploit that as much as possible. It's like there's, oh wow, we hit some oil there. Should I go 16 miles away and try to do? No. You got oil here. Let's get more oil drills around the good area that's working, right? Once you find gold, you dig around the area, the general vicinity of the area. You don't go a state over for the gold for the next spot, right? Where there's gold, you got to go around that area. And so what we got to do is just test out a lot of things. I'm not a magician. I cannot go inside your market and see how you do things. You have to be your own tester. I can help you out a lot, but you just have to see what's working, test it out, and a lot of stuff really goes very successful for you. Now, everyone wants to know, what is my plan, right? So let's say you've all paid me $7,000. I have a suit jacket on. Put your suit jacket on. Put it on. Okay. I'm feeling good. Okay. All right. Did I get my $100 haircut? Actually, I have a barber. He's coming in. He's actually going to cut my hair while I do the live stream because it's just my time's very valuable,
I just got a haircut.
But what I mean by this is most people pay a bunch of money for this. And so here's I swear to you, you paid me $7,000 to sit me down one-on-one and be like, Zach, give me a game plan for virtual wholesaling. This is what it's going to be. And you're probably going to be upset, but it's going to be the best thing for you to actually get rich. Are you ready? Because you spent me $7,000. You're actually going to write this down, right? This is my virtual wholesaling success formula for 2024. This is the one we've been using forever. And this one continues, always works. Plan, attack, analyze, pivot, attack. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5-point plan, right? So let's talk about this. Plan first. Okay. What are we going to do? Let's make a plan. We're going to pull this list. We're going to skip trace list. We're going to call it. We're going to do whatever we want to it, right? We're going to drive for dollars. You make a plan, right? Then from that plan, you attack. Okay. This is a war. This is a battle. Okay. This is like any battle you see in any old war stuff, right? During the battle, do you say, I'm tired today. You know what? I'm just not going to fight today. I'm just going to, just relax. No. Attacking does not work like that, right? If you're in a boxing ring, if you're in round 2 and there's 2 more minutes left, you can just sit down in a corner and take a quick nap and rest. Be like, I'm going to catch my breath. No, you get punched in the face and get knocked out. No. When you're attacking, when there's time still on the clock, when you're in the octagon, when you're in the boxing ring, you don't stop. You don't stop. You don't take a little break. You keep going. And this is what you got to do. You just got to attack. Put your head down. Stop overanalyzing. Just do the work. Stay consistent to whatever your plan was. Then from there, we sit back. We go, okay, how did this attack go? Did it yield results? Am I getting a good contact rate? Did I do the calls that I set out in my plan? Did I follow my plan? And kind of like a halftime speech or a halftime thing, we make adjustments. Wow, these lists absolutely suck. Mm-hmm. These lists are actually getting me good results. I'm actually getting leads from these lists. Let's do more of the things that are working, less of the things that aren't working. We're going to pivot our plan, and then we're going to reattack. Simple as that. I mean, all of my life in wholesaling, this has pretty much been the plan that I have, and running our 7-figure operation, that's what we do too. I'd love to give you some crazy complicated conversion cycle marketing. I can talk all high level MBA with you. We can do that all day, but like, what's the point, right? What's the turnover ratio to contracts per leads called for every 5 seconds? I ain't doing that. Okay, they're like that. That's stupid. All right, we're wholesaling houses here. Okay, we're not running a rocket factory. All right, this is simple. Okay, we don't care about all this stuff. Oh, what about cost per lead? And hey, follow the plan, do the work, the results will follow. Right? I mean, we use this formula all the time, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's, the reality is a lot of you guys get so stuck in the planning stage. That's where most of your procrastination begins. And listen, not all plans go to accordance, meaning you're going to have a plan. It's not going to work out 100%. And most of you are trained in school where you want everything to work out perfect. I'm telling you, you got to go create a plan, and then you got to take action, and then you adjust. So here's the 2 problems that most of you get into. You over plan because you listen to too many gurus online, and it's exhausting. You understand that? It's like they all have a million different ways. Most of them aren't even doing wholesaling. They're talking about other things. And if you think you're off on it, if a guru is talking about how great they are and they're talking about their fancy cars and look at this beautiful watch, then it's not going to help you. That just helps them recruit you. You've got a plan. You got to do a simple plan, and then you got to execute. And then according to feedback, you make adjustments and move forward. The second part of you guys, you do the plan, you go out and attack, and you go, oh my God, that did not go according to this plan. And you get stuck. And then you get in this over analysis. And then you never want to start again until you think you got all the information. Dude, life doesn't work that way. You got to have a plan, simplify it, and you got to be able to execute it. So if you don't understand it, you can't execute it. And once you do that, you make shifts and adjustments. So shifts and adjustments doesn't mean stop the plan. It just means change a little direction, do a little bit of this to that. So either you're stuck in the starting stages, which I hid in procrastination for a long time, or you go out and you take action and you get wildly uncomfortable, cold calls, door knocking, whatever it is. And you go, man, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. This is a lot harder than I thought it was. Dude, this is a gut check. If you're really meant out for wholesaling, you all can do it. It's just a question if you're going to commit to it and do it. So if you bought into the premises, I'm going to use wholesaling to free myself physically and financially, you actually going to have to make a sacrifice. And that's what we talk about. So identify which one you think you're stuck in. Like, I'm just been planning forever, or I took a plan, I think it failed and I don't want to fail again and I'm not going to do anything. I go, dude, I failed. My first plan was horrendous. Actually, my first 10 plans sucked so bad. I just kept going forward. Someone used to say, whoever can fail forward the fastest will get the best result. You guys were all taught in school, if you fail, like an F's the worst thing you can get. Yeah, guys, I got plenty of F's. Trust me, it ain't the worst thing in the world. You get an experience and you learn and you move forward. And that's how life really works. It doesn't work like it does in school. So identify what stage you are in this and just admit what your problem is and find a way to move forward through it. So either you get stuck in the initial one, or you take that first leap and you feel like you got slapped and kicked, you know where, and you're like, crap, what do I do? Dude, we all go through it. And that's like, you are no different than me, than Zach, than anyone else who's done wholesaling. Guys, there's a long track record of people who've done this long before me, hundreds of years ago. Wholesaling's not new. It's just new to you. If you truly what you want in life, and you're going to go through wholesaling, take the action, understanding you're going to get kicked and you just have to adjust, and you get better each day, every hour going forward. And that's all you need to know, period.
Yeah. It's a simple formula. It's a simple game plan. But before we kind of start the attacking and all these things, we have to know the rules of the game. All right. And I can tell you about this for a while, but it's absolutely true. You must know the rules before you play. Okay. You could be really good at basketball, but if you don't know the rules, you ain't going to do well. All right. So to learn the rules of wholesaling, right? And so like this formula works. Okay. It works. But if you don't know the right scripts, you don't know what to say to someone in virtual wholesaling. They ask, are you locally from here? Or do you know this? There's also a secret, right? I had the last one-on-one I did on Tuesday. This guy, he was begging for to get to learn how to send a e-signature to someone for virtual wholesaling, right? Pretty standard. It's just something at freewholesaling.com that we teach. Like, it's like virtual wholesaling 101. It's like, how do I send an e-signature? Well, here are the services. Here, like how you do this. You upload it like this, and you do it. Just free wholesaling. Like, we have it there, right? Simple, easy, right? He was begging me. He's like, what is it? I have to know. And I'm like, that's in the virtual wholesaling 101. Like, I mean, it's, what do you mean? He's like, he said, I went through your whole course. I didn't see it. I'm like, well, did you click the button that said virtual wholesaling? He said, well, I kind of skipped that part. I stopped him. I said, you know, I don't want to tell you it because you're just going to make me look bad. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, let's say it's show you how to send an e-signature service. You are going to butcher what to say. You're going to guess in your mind what you think you want the seller to say. You don't know exactly the right words to say, and you don't know our perfect virtual wholesaling acquisitions line when we actually give out the e-signature service to someone to guarantee that they stay on the phone and they sign it right there. Because when they get off the phone, 50-50 shot, they come back and sign it on their own accord. So I didn't know that. I thought you said went through all of freewholesaling.com. He's like, well, I kind of skipped most of it. I'm like, why did you skip it? He's like, I don't have a lot of time. And I'm like, oh, do you have a lot of money? He's like, no. I'm like, well, you've made your choice. You know, you think it's more important to play your video games, do whatever you want, than to actually get the information for free and actually start making a change in your life, right? Being broke, it's frankly, over time, it's a choice. You know, right now, if you're broke, it's in the past. But if you've perpetually stayed broke, that has been a choice you've made the past 10 years. And now a lot of people are realizing this, and you're like, wow, I got to make a change. I got to get in wholesaling. I got to start doing this stuff. And you are on that path to making a change. And if you're broke right now, but you are on a positive momentum and upward spiral, hats off to you. That you are amazing, and I commend you. And I was like that too. But I knew when I was broke at 17 years old, it was because of the choices I made. I was playing a lot of video games at 13, 14, 15 years old, right? I didn't really care. But like, I was 13, 14, like, okay. But for most, it is a choice. And it is basically a culmination of the choices and thinking you have had in your mindset. And once you decide to change, your future self will change and you'll start making some money, right? But guys, you got to go through the whole course because there are things in virtual wholesaling which are not sexy. You know, I love talking about them on YouTube, but we don't have many videos on them because people do not like that type of content. And it doesn't get the message out of flexing on gurus and making them broke. And so I sat down, I said, this is what people need to hear, not what they want to hear. And I put it in freewholesaling.com. On top of the two, I have live recordings of me closing sellers virtually. Mm-hmm. I cannot post them on YouTube. Last time I posted them on YouTube, YouTube took it down during a privacy policy ban. And I do not get a strike on the channel, and I do not want to lose this YouTube channel. So I cannot post it. I have a free private server, which is not free. It costs tens of thousands of dollars every single month with editors and hosting and terabytes and terabytes of data is being consumed from it. It's very expensive to host hundreds of thousands of people watching 4K video, and they watch hundreds of that hours individually every single month. So very expensive. And so I spent a lot of money to be the only people in the entire world to teach you wholesaling real estate for free. The entire thing. And if someone says they do that, they do not. They'll teach you a little marketing. Acquisitions is behind a paywall, and then cash buyers is one little script. If you want to learn, join a $9,000 coaching call, right? Still, to this day, the only wholesaling real estate course that is comprehensively for free from start to finish. Simple, easy as that. It's not a sales funnel. It's here to help you out, learn wholesaling real estate. Absolutely. Actually, you don't. It's a funnel for you to send me JV deals. But that's for a different day. I'm just trying to get rich, you know. Well, I'm already rich, but more rich. The richest wholesaler of all time. That's what we're trying to get. But freewholesaling.com, it teaches you how to wholesale houses. I literally, when we sat down and made freewholesaling.com, we're like, we got to teach people how to be the best wholesalers possible so they can send us JV deals for a really good discount. So I make 20, 30,000. So when we make 40 grand on a JV deal and we split it, it's because I taught you how to do those great methods. And when we created this course, freewholesaling.com, you know what the number one thing people went up to us was? you're giving away your best information.
Yeah.
Heck, I'll frankly tell you this. There's when we first started this YouTube channel, right? It was mostly me sharing just videos of just on flips we were doing, right? And then you were starting hopping on there, and I was like, oh, make a video on cash buyers, and you had all these secrets, right?
Yeah.
I remember one was your cash flow comps, right?
Yeah.
Where no one really ever talked about this, but like if you have no comps, just do 1% of divide one. So the rent per month, divide that by 1%. That's a good comp for a wholesale deal. You went up to me like, this is when you're first starting out. You're like, you sure we want to give this out to like our competition's going to see this? And I'm like, just give it out. Like, why not? Right.
I was brought up in a mindset in wholesaling where everything had to go through a guru, all information. And guys, from, I don't know, 2010, 11, after I was almost established 10 years in the wholesaling, all the way through like 2017, I was heavily recruited to like, this is how you have to do it. And I finally said, man, this space is crowded. You got what you guys are doing is nuts. And the reason is because everyone was doing the exact same thing. And we still had the same failure ratio. And so I said, hey, when I taught Zach, a light bulb went off. And I go, listen, how can we just show people? So here's my secret. I had twofold agenda here. And it took me years to lay this out for you. Number one, if I teach you the same skill sets that I have to go out and find motivated sellers, then it's only going to be a win for you. And then if you entrust between me and Zach and you need help taking the deal down, if it's a great wholesale deal, then we can partner together. So it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. The second one is just create a legacy. Nobody is going to teach more people about wholesaling than me and Zach on planet Earth. I've already proven it. Why? Because I can have the most effect giving it away for free. And then what? Now, here's the difference is I could make a crap load of money, but I'm going the opposite. When you play the long game, I teach everybody that comes in touch with me and Zach, I teach you how to do a marathon. Marathons are painful and slow, but they win the most races and they create the greatest human beings, in my opinion. Why? Because you have to be very disciplined, you have to be very regimented, and you have to keep going. And what happens when people sell courses, it's just grab the cash, and you just tax people so much they don't want to hear you anymore because everything's for sale. So why not, if you're so good and talented, just teach everybody what you do. I get it. You can charge for whatever you want to do. But the reality is free wholesaling has been set up for a very long time. And we just keep adding to it. And you don't have to pay me and Zach anything. If you want to work with us and want additional time, we have an outlet for that. And we also teach you how to work with us 100% for free. But it's not free. You're going to have to put in some work. You got to find like really good deals. And that's the difference between us and every guru. By this point, you guys know we don't give a crap what other people do. I don't care. I don't follow anybody else. Why? Because the only people I follow is you guys. Why? Because you are the audience and you guys tell us what your struggles are and we work on it. Do you ever sit on me here like showing you cars and watches and all this crap? I find a lot of other shows when I do tune into anyone's shows, like there's anything but wholesaling being talked about. So guys, it is up to you. You have to take a leap of faith in what you're doing. Listen, you can work with us 100% for free. You can go the paid way. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is you become a better wholesaler. That's why we created this. So if I teach you my exact same skill sets and you get better each and every day, and I teach the most amount of people in wholesaling, I'm one happy dude. And you know what? I don't care what other people do. And that's a sign of maturity in the long run. Do you think I run it by every real estate coach, what I'm doing? I don't. And so the only thing I do is I run it by you guys.
Yeah, the only people that really message me anymore are the gurus' wives, which I've always said this. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm not just saying this is actually kind of sad. I know a lot of gurus watch what I do to try to copy us. To this day, we get gurus' wives DMing me to stop teaching wholesaling for free.
Stop.
Because their husband is losing money and they're scared because they don't wholesale anymore that they're going to lose their spot. There are gurus that they get out of wholesaling because the guru program gets lost because of freewholesaling.com. Now, you want to know who the gurus' wives DMing me? I can't tell you much, but look at gurus that go away and it's one of their wives. Got some active ones. A lot of the wives, I don't know why. It's kind of weird. But I'm just letting you know, FYI, I got them in the vault, secret up. And I think Is it defamation if I post the DM that they sent me? I don't think it's defamation, right? If they message me that, I'm just sharing conversation,
That's
right?
fine.
Once we hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, we will do a celebration where I'll do
Yeah,
a.
we'll release
I will
that.
put all the DMs right here. Okay, I'll put the names up here. It will be the greatest thing ever. This will be the greatest reward. All right, 1 million. I'll put all the DMs every guru's wives have always sent me. They'll be right here. It's gonna be
Do you know how funny it
beautiful
is
sight.
for like someone to reach out to us and go, please stop what you're doing because you're hurting my business? Like, think about that for a second.
I think they want a
Do
little.
you think Amazon
yeah.
go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I won't sell books because I might hurt your little bookstore. Dude, they just run you over. Like, we don't care. I'm not hurting anyone. If we're providing value and you guys are becoming better wholesalers, that's what the market needs. And that's the only thing. When you start trying to DM people and try to control them, like there's a different word for that. But
FYI, for wholesaling.com, it works. And so getting started 2024 virtually wholesaling, we must make the decision now. Failure is not an option. And what I mean by this is failure is not going to be in your vocabulary for wholesaling houses. 2024 virtual wholesaling, okay? What you must understand here is like the men that stormed Normandy Beach at D-Day, when the gates are going down, there's bullets flying. You don't decide at that moment that I'm gonna quit, right?
no.
You're in too deep, right? You're right there. The only thing you can do is move forward and have courage in whatever you do. Think those men were scared? Oh yeah, they were probably, but it doesn't matter.
I couldn't imagine a worse position. Well, I guess there's worse positions.
There's worse, but
when you do a comparison, guys, like, listen, you're not risking your life.
you're not.
You're doing this to make your family's life better and everything. And you're going to be there at the end of the day. So look at it like, man, I'm going to war. I'm going to have fun doing this. And like, remember, they're just words. No one's going to physically touch you.
It's
they're
virtual
just words.
wholesaling. No one's going to touch you. It's
The
virtual
biggest
wholesaling.
challenge in life is it's not what happens to us, because God knows it's going to happen to us. It's how you interpret the message and how you respond. If you can fix those two things in your life, dude, wholesaling will be the easiest thing you ever did. But most people are going to ignore how they interpret the message. It's one of the challenges. Like Zach can tell me one thing. How come you take guys and gals, when you send like your wife or your girlfriend a text and say like you hit the cap lock by accident, why are you yelling at me? I'm like, so it's all an interpretation and it's all how she reacts. So if you can control those two things, specifically in wholesaling and other aspects of your life, you can do this. But if you're not going to control the message and you are not going to control how you respond to it, everything is hard. And this is the biggest challenge most people have to deal with. On wholesaling, people they fire out you. You have no idea what's going on. So if Zach yells at me when I like knock on his door or whatever, you don't know what's going on in his life. He might call you back the next day and go, I just had a bad day. I do need help getting the house sold. So you always have to be open to opportunity. And a lot of you come from a previous personality lifestyle where it was just, you were set in one way and it didn't work. And then you bring it over to wholesaling and you wonder why wholesaling doesn't work. Listen to the message. It's not personal, and find a way to offer a solution back to them. It's just business. You're not marrying these people. You're not going to live with them. You're just helping them. And if you're a human being and you like helping, wholesaling's one of the greatest businesses you can ever do.
I agree. So you must make that decision now. Failure is not an option. Now we're looking to virtual wholesaling. We're doing the work here. We got to understand our KPIs and what's really important here. We have to understand probably the number one KPI, the number one key performance indicator. If I'm going to see in 2024 in virtual wholesaling, are you going to be successful or not? I only have to look at one stat. How many qualified offers have you made? Easy. And so if I look at last year, 2023, all I have to ask is how many qualified offers did you make in 2023? And I could probably reverse calculate probably to the $100,000th dollar, how much money you've made. Because it's pretty correlated to everything, right? I mean, simple as that. That's it. Qualified offers made. How much weight can you lift and how much muscles do you have? It's all correlated. And so if you want to actually get wholesaling deals, stop focusing on how many calls you made, how many texts you sent out, how much money you've spent. I don't care about any of that stuff. That doesn't produce results at all. How many qualified offers did you make? And I used to say offers. And people are like, oh, well, I made 100 offers on Zillow for sale by owners. What now? I'm like, okay, well, let's do qualified offers now. And now there's people are like, what do you mean? Condition for yes or no decision on an off-market property that's not a Zillow for sale by owner.
Boom.
Ooh, right? But seriously, how many of those you get are going to correlate to how many deals you do. And so I get someone that says, and then if that's a problem, we can do a symptom, and then we can solve the issue with that. And what I mean by that is, up here, how many offers you make? Oh, I've made 1 offer this month. Wow. That you need to make more offers. How to make more offers? You do more marketing. And I can tell if you only made 1 offer, you haven't have enough leads. If you don't have enough leads, you're just not doing enough marketing, or you're doing the wrong type of marketing, right? And I feel like a doctor diagnosing people with their wholesaling businesses. But like, if you watch enough live streams, it's kind of the same thing over and over again. Oh, I'm not getting enough deals. Okay. Well, how many offers are you making? None. Okay. Well, how many leads do you get? None. Okay. Well, how many calls do you make? I make 2 calls a week. But how many hours do you put in the wholesaling? I put about an hour every other day. What? And so like it all comes down to this. And I get gaslit from people sometimes. Like, I do everything you say and I work my butt off. I'm like, okay, you're working your butt off. What's working your butt off to you? Working my butt off is 4 hours a week, right? And like people's definitions are always different. And I get all these one-on-ones. It's hilarious, but it's like, it all comes down to these like simple stats. If you're having an issue in your wholesaling business, right? It's how many hours you're putting in, how much outbound volume are you doing, how many leads are you getting from there, and from like I can go into contacts, I can go to like specifics too, but it's like saying, looking at someone's body, say I'm in pain. Well, where are you in pain? My arm hurts, and then I can just go in there and you can analyze, right? But it's really important, guys. Qualified offers made is going to be one of the biggest KPIs for your success in 2024.
Yeah, it's the qualifying part is like the big thing, because if you skip that, then you wind up in the friend zone, and you know exactly what we mean by doing that. Meaning they never get back to you, never commit to you, but they keep you in play. All wholesalers have this happen. Me and Zach have given you the cure for it. So if it happens to you, it just means you haven't learned your lesson yet, or you haven't gone to freewholesaling.com. So you want to utilize it and you want to do it. But guys, like, there's no difference between you, me, and Zach. Like, there's no difference. The only difference is one took action and one's thinking about taking action.
Yep.
Are you going to sit there or not? I had a discussion with my wife earlier today. And I thought back to the 20 years plus in wholesaling. I'm going to be brutally honest. If somebody sat down and go, okay, Rick, before you leave your cush corporate job, here's a list of everything that's going to go wrong wholesaling. Here's where you're going to be attacked and all that. Honestly, if I looked at that list, there's no way in hell I would have ever done it. All I did was focus on, I wanted financial freedom and I wanted more time to spend with my family. And that's all I ever focus on. So when stuff does get rough, I focus on my why. I look at my conviction and I get through it. Because the reality is, you go to any wealthy person that wasn't given to them, that even given wealth is a lot of work to keep, because eventually someone will take it. It is a huge commitment. And it is one with responsibilities. Here's the reality. You're going to have problems in life regardless of your financial status. The question is, what type of problems do you want? Do you want payroll problems? Okay, that's cool. Got other people working for you? Or do you want to, like, how do I pay my bill? How do I pay my rent problems this month? It is completely up to you. We're all getting problems. I've never met somebody who doesn't have a freaking problem. Problems are built into life to teach you how to learn and move forward. And if you don't get the lessons, you keep repeating the same dang problem over and over. So understanding it, we all have problems. If you sit around and do nothing, you will have your own set of new problems. Problems are coming. Do you want good problems, or do you want problems that are so stressful it will take you and your family out, like stress? And by the way, guys, stress is the #1 cause for disease and people being unhappy in this world. So you got to find a way to eliminate it. We believe in you. This is why we've created freewholesaling.com. I'm sick of all the BS you put up, like trying to learn this business. Why do people charge $5,000 and $7,000 to learn the basics of wholesaling? And by the way, when you do it, it will never stop. They'll charge you for everything. And my favorite is, but don't worry, it's evergreen. It's here for, no, it's only as good as you're around. And most people who get in the coaching, they leave wholesaling and the disconnect is terrible. So you want to learn from someone who's actually doing wholesaling, and you want to have someone who has a proven track record. So guys, freewholesaling.com is the best way to get it started.
Exactly. And what I need to, most important thing we've kind of kept to now, and this is probably the most important one for anyone looking to get into wholesaling real estate, virtual wholesaling 2024. And I've always said this, and this is the absolute truth. What is done in the dark will always be brought to light, right? And this is a quote used for everything, right? But this is probably one of the most truest quote when it comes to wholesaling houses. There's a lot of people that will come up to me. You know, we got a Starbucks the other day, right? It was hilarious. Shout out to him.
What was his name? I forgot. You're always so damn good with
I
names.
forgot his name actually. Some guy went to Starbucks. I was tired.
No. I was
like
actually
8:30 at a Starbucks in Fort Lauderdale.
I had to use the bathroom.
But you know, people come up to us, not specifically him, but people come up to us all the time. Zach, I'm gonna start wholesaling. I'm gonna be just like you. Everyone says it. You know, I want to get the cool boat, the cool jet ski. I want to get this and that. They tell me all their goals and what they want to do with them. They already spent the money in their mind, what they're getting, and all this stuff, right? And everyone, especially in society now, especially a lot of people my age, they all love talking the talk. They love talking about what they're doing. They love it's and the sad part, which they've done brain scans on people, when people say that they did something or pretended or talked about doing a goal, they get the same dopamine hit as hitting the goal. What I mean by that is, oh, I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to do it. You know, I'm going to run a marathon. I ran a marathon. Or they say it in their head, right? They get the same dopamine hit as when they ran the marathon, they hit the accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of you guys are doing that. You know, I'm going to make $100,000 this year. And it's good to have that mindset, good to have that goal, have that certainty in your head. But a lot of you guys do a lot of yapping, not a lot of doing. And the truth is, I don't care what anyone says. Where the amount of money you will make in 2024 for virtual wholesaling, whatever in general, will be brought to the light because it's just how much money you made. Whatever you say, I don't hear it and I don't really care. I'm just being honest. It's what you've done in the darkness when no one's looking is actually going to show what you're doing, right? And so Kobe Bryant did this a lot. He used to work out 6-7 hours a day, 6 days a week for 6 months straight to get ready for his season, right? And nobody watched him. He just did it mostly alone and all these things. 6 hours a day, right? And when it came time for him to do a game-winning shot, in the light and the crowd and the cameras, he makes it. And everyone thinks, wow, he made it. He was so lucky to get it or not. No, he made that shot in practice 40,000 times. So when it comes to actually doing it, it's a cake. He didn't have to think about it because he's done it so many times in the darkness. And that practicing, all that effort, won him all those championships in the light. And so I don't care, whatever you guys are doing when you're not watching these live streams, when I'm not talking to you, when I'm not looking at what you're doing, when no one's watching you, that's really what's going to be brought to the light of how much money you make. And the people that always make the cash, they always do well. They did it when no one's looking at them. Their mom's not looking at them, their girlfriend, their husband, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. They're not watching. It's what they're doing when no one is seeing you will end up how much money you make.
Everybody wants to be in the light. Nobody wants to go in the dark. And that's a society problem. And the other thing is I'm all about goals, but I've been on this planet 54 years. I'm here to tell you, I see so many people set all these goals. I see all over the internet. In 2024, I'm going to start wholesaling. In 2024, I'm going to start a podcast. In 2024, I'm going to do it like a members group. And now, dude, if you ain't doing it now, I almost guarantee you are not going to be successful in 2020. Guys, please, if you're watching it, go, man, I'm going to start wholesaling, and you set a goal to start in 2020, start now. Time is this made up concept. Start now. Start conditioning yourself now. Because if you're anyone who takes that week break to indulge in whatever you're doing, Netflix, eating whatever you want, it's going to be 10 times harder. So I'm all about goals, but the reality is a lot of people, I think for the most people, fake goals. If you want to lose weight, you want to start wholesaling, and you want to do it in 2024, start right now. Just do it. Just start. You get a head start. It's like cheating. And guys, you have to there's nothing worse in my opinion than making I'm going to start in 20. You set conditions. Once you have conditions, it's probably not going to work out because you don't want to do it now because it's massively uncomfortable. Well, how's it going to be any different on the first day of the new year? So I'm all about goals, but like if you have a goal, start it right now. Start at freewholesaling.com, get started, consume the information. I don't know about like you, I have ADHD. When I consume something and I'm all in, I'll read the damn thing head to toe 8 or 9 times in a row. That's just how I consume information. And if I'm not interested, I can't suck it in. And I know a lot of you guys like, man, I'm kind of like Rick. He's a little bit crazy. I love wholesaling. It feeds me well. Here's the key. Start now. Please don't set a goal for 2024. If you're going to do it in 2024, you should start right now. And if it's just watching videos and learning, go for it, man. But like goals are sometimes people put them so far out. Like if they never have to touch them, they don't have to be accountable for them. So if you have a goal, just start right now and move forward and make progress. So when the new year comes around, you're already like a week into it and you're more likely to succeed than to talk about it.
I agree. And so like a lot of people wait till the first of the year to actually go out here and start doing the work. Do it now, right?
You've admitted failure. Like a lot of times, if you're waiting till 2024, you're already kind of like start now. Start now, guys. Like whatever you're planning right now, start. You get a head start, period.
You can be in July. Why do people wait till January 1st to do it, right? Do it in July 1st. It doesn't really matter wherever, whenever you're doing it, just start now. But what I've always seen is whatever is done in the darkness will always be put in the light. So whatever you're at, the results right now, it's always due to the work you've done. And a lot of people love working hard. It's not about wholesaling real estate. How much money you make is not based on how hard you work. It's how smart and hard you work at the same time. It's always about, it is a volume business, but it's also a quality. It's a quality times quantity. It's an equation. You might put a lot of the quantity work hours in, but are they quality hours you're putting in or not, right? Doing the right things. There's wholesalers that work 30 hours a week that make way more money than the wholesalers that work 100 hours a week. Why is that? Because they're spending more quality time in their work and they're doing it like that. So guys, Virtual Wholesaling 2024, this is the guide. This is how you do it. You must make your decision right now to become successful and you'll get there. It's really super important. So guys, that is what we have to talk about today, Virtual Wholesaling Real Estate. What we're going to do is answer some questions, see how I can help the people out today, and go from there. We're really excited too. Got a couple announcements. Next week, next Thursday. So I believe that's the 3rd and the 4th. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Yeah, the 4th and the 5th. We're doing something pretty cool. We're doing a 2-day live virtual event on this YouTube channel. It's awesome, right? For 2 days, we're going to do a live event Thursday, Friday, which is going to be awesome for the new year. And we're just going to break down step by step how to get 7 deals in 7 days. Heck, you want to get your first 8, whatever, right? It's just we're gonna do some challenges where it's gonna be 2 days. It's gonna be longer than our usual live stream. It's gonna be pretty fun, but I really want to challenge the people out right now. And I think it's gonna be pretty cool. And so a lot of people wish they could come to our live event, right? And so we're gonna kind of bring the live event to a YouTube, just in the studio. It's gonna be pretty cool, pretty awesome. I was able to take not time off of like the regular work, but I was like, all right, I can dedicate this time to it. And we're good to go. We're really excited about that. So next week we have a 7 deals in 7 days challenge. Pumped up for that. And then 2024, we're excited for this in January. I don't know the exact date yet, but we're rolling out sellmypaper.com nationwide. So we're going to JV with basically nationwide in 2024. We don't have the link yet for you. Not yet. We're testing out with FlipWithrick Plus members only right now, just so we can kind of get the processes in place all over the country, just kind of going slow. So if you're in FlipWithrick Plus, when you log into FlipWithrick, you'll have the JV link right there. We're JV with you guys. That'd be pretty exciting. Yeah. And then get some money. Then obviously JV with us, FlipWithrick Plus is free. So we're trying to get everyone in FlipWithrick Plus right now who joined to just basically have it for free. That's going to be pretty cool. And then we'll roll out nationwide, and then everyone there can go to. But the goal is for the next live event, everyone can come there that did a JV deal with us. Just so you can get prepared, this is our new map for all of our JV deals. So that's going to be pretty exciting. We got pretty much everywhere. I mean, some markets, obviously not. Michigan and Wisconsin, we're working on right now, priority.
We'll get Michigan.
But yeah, no, we'll get Michigan done. But pretty much everywhere here, it's pretty exciting. We're pumped up for it. And yeah, we're starting to do some JVs there, and it'll be pretty exciting. I know we've been hyping up for a while. We've gotten so many JV deals when we first started. We kind of had to slow down for a moment, get kind of basically the scaling operations the right way so you can handle the volume. So we can hit 2,000 wholesaling deals JV wise next year. So it's going to be pretty exciting and pretty cool. So I'm pumped up for it. And now let's go out here and answer some questions. So let's get it going here. Let's see what questions we got. Joseph says, I'm in the beginning of an I think a lot of you guys are really overanalyzing things.
People are always stuck. They're either in the beginning or they take their initial action and they're freaked out. So I was kind of in both camps, but I find more people in, I don't know, I'd say it's like a 50-50 split. There's a certain amount of people that they're never going to take action in anything they do. And they were probably never meant for wholesaling. But for those of you that are brave enough to go out and take action, formulate a plan, you trust me. If you saw my original plan, you would laugh at me. The idea that you take the action and move forward and take the risk and you survive, that should be the testament of your plan. Not like, okay, if I don't get a deal in the first week or the first month, I quit. That's not a plan. That's not how business works. So if you fail and it doesn't work out, you're joining the masses when you do that. And I want you to understand that it's perfectly normal. So one of the things is don't make your plan over complex. So if the idea is to go through freewholesaling.com up to the marketing section, pull your first list, get your first list, and then decide how you're going to attack it. And then just learn how to qualify and how to do the simple script. We teach you MCTP. That's it. All you have to do is get through it. You get through your first wave of motivated sellers, and then that's how you learn the business. Because me and Zach can sit here and talk our ears off. The best experience for you to really learn is to take action. And once you do it, there's something that fires and you really, really learn from it. That, like, guys, face it, you didn't consume most of the information that you learned in school because you just read a book, you took a test. So if I taught you how to work on a car engine, I could teach you in a book, or if I took you to the car engine and I said disassemble and put it back together, you have to know that information. You can't even memorize it. So once you understand the mechanics and the neuro logistics that goes, you do so much better in wholesaling. It is no different than putting a car engine together. By the way, I could never put a car engine together.
Exactly.
I can take off the alternator and like I can take off the manifold. That's about it. That's as far as it goes.
All right. I got a present for you. You ready? We got did I buy you a watch? What did I do?
Dude,
I got a present.
Got my
We got
fat
this
Rolex.
in the mail. We got this in the mail today for you.
Oh, what is that?
Pretty exciting. We got something from YouTube. So that's pretty exciting. I didn't get an artist to go custom make this because
So it's from
We're not gonna get
actually from YouTube.
it's from YouTube.
You
So-
got to have something to open that up.
Oh, let's rip it up. See what we got here.
Yeah.
Is it saying, I hope it's a letter that says you can choose 2 gurus and ban their YouTube channel forever. That'd be pretty cool.
And they tape this thing pretty good.
You don't want to,
I
I got it. Pump it up. Let's see what it is.
You should have brought the box cutter.
My. Oh, all right. What do we got here?
Maybe it says they're.
Oh, it's the little button. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Whoa.
Pull.
All right. We'll pull it out.
So official.
Don't drop it. Oh, that's fancy. Oh, yeah. Look at this thing. Woo. We got a little button here.
Let me see that. That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah. There you go.
So, guys,
Fancy furniture.
this is a testament to you guys. I was told this would
never mirrors. Be careful.
Yeah. I was told this thing would never work out. What we're doing is absolutely insanity. So maybe I should have like every guru that knocked me and Zach sign it for us. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah,
So,
we have all
but
the
you know what,
gurus
guys?
sign
I
it.
don't care about them. All I do is really care about you. I want to help you out. Like this is who I am as a person. That's how I've raised him. He's an incredible young man. And we just want to give you information. We want to help you guys. And then we want to profit together. We are not like course grabbers. Like we don't subscribe to that. And this is a testament to you guys because you've given us time and energy and we thank you for it. And we're going to keep going. We're going to push to 1 million.
Oh, yeah.
And we appreciate you guys for
Yeah.
it. So
Appreciate that. That thing's fancy. Huh. All right.
yeah, that's enough.
Put it on right
We
here.
don't celebrate too long around here.
On to the next one. Now I got to post the Guru's wives DMs next one. That'll be pretty fun. That'll be a good one.
Maybe she'll sign it.
I'll
She'll give you her number on it.
more than one.
There's a lot
We're
more
gonna
than
have them
one.
sign the next one. But yeah, guys, we appreciate it. And yeah, appreciate your love and support. It means a lot to us. And yeah, just helping as many people as possible and going from there. So let's get it going and let's break this all down and go from there. So first and foremost, what do we got here? We got Conrad says, been broke is hard, being rich is hard. You got to chase which hard you want. I agree 100% there. Oh, yeah. Aaron says, what's the fastest way to find hot zip codes in specific counties? Just ask your cash buyers what they're looking to buy. That's going to be your best bet. Simple and easy as that. I mean, it's really not that complicated. You can go cash sales, do all these things, but where do your buyers actually want to buy right now? That's going to be your best area to find it.
Yeah, look where they're already buying. And don't guess, get the data. It's so easy to get this data, guys. We've done so many videos on it. So just, check it out at freewholesaling.com. Obviously, the Flip with Rick YouTube channel have extensive information on there for you too.
Exactly. And then Isaac says, serious question. How much money is enough? I don't know. Enough to, I just have goals now. I mean, I got plenty of money now. So I want to be the biggest wholesaler of all time. I think it's pretty cool. That's why we're doing the JV deals and bumping it up.
And Isaac, like the question is, your question is, it's not about the money. It has, honestly, money is part of it. But the reality is, like, what can the money get you? What if you can do anything you want? What if you could spend, what if you had kids or you have kids and you could spend every waking moment with them? Probably drive your kids nuts. But like, what's that worth to them? You can't even put a price on this stuff. Guys, I have never claimed to be the richest wholesaler. I would love to be. But the reality, the word rich, so many people only define it in monetary terms. So in the beginning, here's all you have to do to become rich. Number one, get something to where you actually have a choice in life, what you do with your time. Until you do that, you're 100% broke. There's no way around it. If you go to a job and you have to go, other your family's going to suffer, you don't have freedom. So money is the vehicle used to get you what you want. Listen, if you can make 6 figures, 100 grand, and like you live like in a little trailer and stuff like that, and you're happy and it makes you a prosperous, happy person, God bless you. I'm all about it. Or you want to make $100 million and give $10 million or $50 million away to charity, God bless you. You get to do whatever you want. Money just gives you freedom. If I go broke tomorrow, everything's taken away, I've got tons of places to go and find resources to get whatever I need to get, and I have options. The problem is when you're broke and you lose your paycheck, you pretty much have to depend on family, and worse off, you have to depend on the government. And for that reason alone, I want to teach you how to be financially secure. It's not about the money. It's what the money can buy you. We've all admitted we're going to have problems if we have money or not. So you might as well pick good ones. Am I going to put 50 grand to my 401k this year? Or like, am I going to go get government welfare to get by? I have no problem if that's what you have to do to get by. But like, there's so much money in the world. Like if he makes $100 billion and I make $1,000, there's no difference in us. It's just the choices we've made in life. So I want you to, money is the tool to get what you need for your family. Don't tell me your family doesn't want more time with you, because they do. And guys, it doesn't matter. You could be very rich with just $50,000. It's all in how you live and what you want in life. So you get to write that story, not me, not Zach. We're just here to help you out with your with a choice if you decide to choose wholesaling.
Yeah, I mean, if it was to be a millionaire, I'd quit wholesaling at 20 years old, right? I mean, that'd been 4 years ago.
Yeah.
The point is, you want to be that person that goes out here and does what you want to do whenever you want. I've chosen to be the biggest wholesaler of all time. At 24, it's a pretty obtainable goal, I would say, especially if we get more subscribers. I mean, it's just more influence we have. It's more JV deals we can do and help as many people as possible. The cool part about this is it's a vicious cycle where I help more people out and then they help me out. And then it's kind of like gets crazier. And so unfortunately, we're at the point where we personally are at, where we're helping so many people learn wholesaling for free. I mean, it's kind of at the point where it's like, whoa. I mean, we can just kind of have freewholesaling.com and just have it kind of run by itself, right? We can do one video a month or whatever, do a live stream a month, and then we can chill out and do nothing all day, right? And we'll have people will keep following us. But here's the issue. If, let's say something, God forbid, happens to us, knock on wood, there's literally not one other person on the planet that'll teach wholesaling real estate for free. There's not one. It's just sad. So I can't exit. I can't exit teaching wholesaling for free unless someone else wants to teach it for free, and no one else is willing to teach it for free because no one's willing to spend stinking $100,000 a year plus on hosting a website that have quality information. And then they also have to be seven-figure wholesaler too on top of that. No one who has millions of dollars is going to pour hundreds of thousands of dollars out here into creating, this is crazy, a free wholesaling program like we do.
And the crazy thing is, like, just specifically, a lot of people started out giving great information, great content on wholesaling. And then I don't know what happened, but they just, the posts got less, the videos got less. And then the topics are not even about like wholesaling anymore. That's why me and Zach, more ever than today, we deep dive harder than anybody else, because there's a huge void on getting real wholesaling information that you don't have to hide behind a curtain. And number two, the more people that commit to us, the more we feel obliged to help as many people as humanly possible. So we go the opposite of what like most people teach in this business. As you get big, a lot of people pull back, their videos pull back, and they go on other ventures. We're the opposite there. All we do is talk about wholesaling. And I don't really technically need to talk about wholesaling, but the problem is this is a wholesaling channel, and it's all I'm ever going to do, and it's all I'm ever going to bring you. And as we get more people, we're going to find better ways to deliver you content, and we're going to do more and more, and we're just going to bury you guys. Why? Because I have never heard someone complain, I can't believe they're giving away the information for free. It's terrible. The only people ever complain about that is the gurus. I'm fine with that comment. I'm perfectly fine with it. So it's guys, we want to give you more because you guys have committed to us. I think you enjoy this, and we just love talking about wholesaling. So every now and then we'll go off on tangents. For the most part, we talk about wholesaling, and I think that's been missing in this industry for the last few years. And we're here to always be here. I've been around 21 years, so I've been doing this a long time. He's helped me out with social media. He's smarter than I am. I give him full credit for that. And the whole thing got started when I taught him. He's like, damn, you got so much good stuff in your head. We got to get that to other people. I'm like, do they really want to hear it? And so we tested, just like I teach you guys to test, and we do it. I have fun because I do this business and I can apply what I do and help you guys out. And then we can profit on deals together. There's no other wholesaler in the industry, in the influencer space, that does this kind of setup. And I think it's really cool. And it's a testament to you guys, over 100,000 subscribers, that you're really enjoying it. And we want to just deliver you more.
I agree 100%. You guys, it's just about the work you do. It's about the dedication. And that's what it's all about. I think a lot of wholesalers, they lose fact of how simple this business is. If you just do the work and get the money, that's what it's all about. Let's see here. Jackson says, would you recommend a county population lower than the 100 grand? I would. There are plenty of places where I've done low population wholesaling deals, which I thought weren't going to work. They just worked. A lot of people, and here's the cool part of having all these people like watching our stuff and like they hear our rules. Once you have hundreds of thousands and like people watching, there's going to be people that are exceptions to the rule. There always are. Okay. There always are. And the cool part is I get proven wrong a lot, but most of the time I'm proven right. And that's why my rules are the rules. And so, yeah, there are people that do the deals. Now, are there any wholesalers making over 100K a month in a population less than 40,000 that's all they do? No, not even close. 100K, possible, definitely possible, but it's a lot harder to do at that level. And so, yes, it's possible. Would I recommend it? No, because I want anyone watching this to at least be making 100 grand. If you're not watching this to make 100 grand, what are you doing this for? Right? It just there's also exceptions to the rule of how expensive the city should be. People do wholesaling multi-million-dollar properties. It happens all the time, right? So you got to be careful with it. That's honestly what I can do. I'd love to work with you guys, JV. How did I do it? So JV is going to happen 2024. It will be sellmypaper.com. If you're in the market, sure, we'll do it. But the link will switch over sometime in 2024, and you'll start sending us JV deals. Once you have the JV deal done, you have to just you have to have a signed contract. Once you have that, you'll get a link to join FlipWithrick Plus for free once the deal closes, and that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah,
and so, I mean, it's as straightforward as possible. Make it easy. And yeah, that's kind of our process. We've kind of been working really hard on it lately, just making sure when you get the deal, we have the best chance of you getting it sold for the most amount of money. And yeah, it's going to be really cool. we put a lot of time into it just so we get everyone as smooth as possible. And yeah, we're excited. We're also going out here and doing that. We're doing a bunch of live events now. And so let me know, guys, are you guys liking the live events that we're sharing? It's pretty crazy what we've been doing.
Yeah.
So we did one live event
video.
for FlipWithrick Plus for the people that did JV deals or the people that just joined. It was pretty cool. It was pretty insane. And so if you want to go check those out, we're going to be posting another one on Monday. Monday, maybe on, I think on the 1st, right? On Monday, we'll be posting something like that, or Wednesday, whatever day. Every week, we're going to be posting something from the live events. It'll be pretty cool, pretty life-changing. But that event was really fun.
Yeah.
It was really cool seeing people. And a lot of people from that event are doing really well now. They kind of got to fire up their butt to get it going.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get our live event on Thursday, Friday. It's going to be pretty cool. So make sure you set your calendars for that. We're going to do a ton of one-on-ones. We're going to do a ton of answering questions, a lot of talking, a lot of ranting, and it'll be pretty cool. It's going to be kind of a marathon live stream a little bit, but it's going to be really cool, really awesome. And I feel like you guys are really going to enjoy it. But yeah, Jason's story was really cool in there that we posted last time. We got a lot of love and support from him on there.
Yeah.
And the next one we're posting is someone else's story. Someone that made over $100,000 on one wholesaling deal. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you on there, right? The first year, nothing. Pretty cool story too. Just like Jason's story, just obviously just a different type. But we've shown a lot of people how to do it the right way. So it's pretty cool. Let's see here. Christian says, complicated question. Moving from my domestic market to virtual, can I use my domestic LLC in other states? Yeah, you can write contracts with any LLC in the United States of America. Now, how's tax and stuff?
Yeah,
you got to give the advice on that, but yeah,
you got to review the IRS codes, and then the state which you elect to open up your company, your LLC. Sometimes they have a corporate tax or stuff like that. It's complicated because you have to declare on how you're going to get taxed. So there's not enough information in LLC. I will tell you this: when you jump state to state, the correct way is you're supposed to register basically as a foreign entity in that state. And a lot of the state's loopholes protect you like this. If you get sued or you want to sue someone, if you're not registered in that state where you want to file a lawsuit, they won't recognize your lawsuit. So there is a caveat if you don't register. Most people don't. I'm not here to give you legal advice or tax advice, but you need to talk to your CPA and be very clear the state you're going to open it up. And then if you're going to register it in the state where you do predominantly all your business, because you could have tax implications for it, and you understand. Now, if you're an LLC and it passes through you personally, which I don't know, and you need to talk to your CPA, that's more of the critical question you got to answer first. But guys, don't get hidden behind LLCs, logos, business cards, websites, because it is not going to dominate and take your business over. You've got to go out and find motivated sellers and find ways. The other answers that will come with you as you go through this. If you're waiting on an answer to do wholesaling, this is part of the stall tactic that a lot of people wait for on it. So if you already had it set up, I don't want you to incur a bunch of expenses, but the only person who can have the right answer for you is most likely going to be a CPA, in my opinion.
I agree. So guys,
see him.
Go see him. So guys, if you want to learn wholesaling real estate for free, make sure you go to freewholesaling.com, our free real estate wholesaling course, where we teach you how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. We're going to go into our extended live stream right now for FlipWithrick Plus. Send me a JV deal or just go to flipwithrickplus.com to join, and we'll see you soon. This is Zach signing out.
Rick signing out.
Have a blessed